So good evening, everyone again. I hope you all are doing well. We are starting our second part. So we have our speaker, Suhail from Pakistan. He is the student of international relations at National University of Modern Languages, Multan campus. And he will be discussing about the vaccination process in Pakistan. So Suhail, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. In the first of all, we all have all the people are face the corona pandemic issues as well as October 10, 2020, more than 7.7 million people across every in the United States affected by the COVID-19. Then in the Pakistan and the other countries are affected by the United States, Pakistan, Italy in the COVID pandemic. In the vaccine process in Pakistan, use the different vaccines, and Sinopharm vaccines, Sinophics and Sinobios, and administered in the Pakistan. 24.7 million dose your vaccinations, and after then is Oxford from AstraZeneca COVID-19 used in the Pakistan in last 3 months used, and 1.24 million people are used vaccination Oxford AstraZeneca, and then the 8 July May 2021 are used the AstraZeneca vaccination in Pakistan, and others many people are used different vaccines and Sino vaccines, and the 3 billion people are vaccination in the Pakistan. In this time, the 1 million people are positive case in corona vaccine. Then the corona vaccine process is very simple in the Pakistan. NOC has make the vaccination center in different hospitals, schools, and other vaccination centers. The measure began undertaken by the federal government include the end up in the situation critical is capacity is ready for the fourth corona vaccinations and ready for the different doctors and diplomatics and the emergence of the bed of the leads implements SOPs and follow of the SOPs. The geographically is the location Pakistan are very affected by the corona vaccine 19 COVID-19 is high level action, and the Pakistan government is needed a high level of action plans and management by the COVID-19. And the Sinopharm vaccine is and Stupik does have been administered in Pakistan so far the 2.47 million dose Oxford and Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine will be used by immunize about 2.4 million high-risk people against them in the Pakistan.
Yes, Suhail, that's it from your side, or you would like to add more? Can't hear you.
No is and because
Okay. So in this, I would like to add few things here. I would like to first of all tell you about NCOC. NCOC is National Command and Operations Center of Government of Pakistan, and they are dealing with COVID-19 vaccination. I mean, NCOC is headed by one of the general of Pakistan Army. So they discuss, they share all the vaccine statistics. So I would like to share with you. This is the the details of 6 hours ago. According to the statistics of 1st August 2021, total PCR tests of COVID-19 in last 24 hours are 56,965. 5,000 positive cases just today. I mean, the rate of positivity in Pakistan is 8%. 62 people died today because of COVID-19. So vaccine administered across Pakistan, including Sinovac, Pfizer, Parkvac, or any other vaccine. So according to estimates of NCOC, around 900,000 vaccines are administered until 30th July. And total vaccines are, in millions. And we have also received almost, I think, 10 million Moderna vaccine from United States almost a week ago, and some 20 million before from China, Sinovac and Sinopharm. So we are receiving, these vaccines from our friendly countries like China, like United States. We are also, as I discussed before, that we have developed our vaccine that is Parkvac. Only one dose of Parkvac is recommended only in Pakistan. If you are traveling inside country, if you are traveling in Pakistan, you need one recommended dose of Parkvac. But if you want to travel abroad, you have to get vaccinated for the specific vaccines. Even though if you are traveling to United States, they will not allow, Sinovac vaccine. Our people from Pakistan, they go to Saudi Arabia, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for pilgrimage. Makkah is our holy site, and Muslims all over the world, they go to Makkah for pray, for pilgrimage. So now what Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, what their government said, they said that those people who got vaccine of Sinopharm or Sinovac, they will not be allowed to offer a pilgrimage in Makkah, in Saudi Arabia. So for that purpose, they are asking that you need another vaccine, not Sinovac or Sinopharm. So these are the issues here we are also facing, because from Pakistan, almost in millions of people, they travel to Saudi Arabia for pilgrimage. They travel to Iran, for pray, for pilgrimage. Same is the case with Iraq also. So our people visit these countries for, it's like a religious obligation. But when it comes to the vaccination, so things are very difficult here, because every country has its own rules regarding vaccination. So this is the problem our people are facing. So if you are traveling to a specific country, you need that kind of vaccination, which is a big challenge for us. And WHO recommended some of the vaccines, Sinopharm, Sinovac, Pfizer. I don't know all the names of vaccines, but a few names are, very much popular. So we have also seen vaccine nationalization also. Vaccine nationalization started. There are myths about vaccine. You will die in 2 years. Okay. Some myths are also very famous, that if you got one vaccination, before getting second vaccine, you will be you will be infected or affected from coronavirus. I don't know. The media plays a very important role, but what role media is playing? Media is somehow playing a positive role and negative role also. They are telling us that, okay, this vaccine is good and you have to use this vaccine because it's in the interest of that media. So this is the major thing. And also I can say, for example, I got my first vaccine almost 15 days ago. So it was Sinovac. Okay, my next vaccination dose will be, jab will be in 20th August. I will get vaccinated by Sinovac. But I applied for a program in Russia, and they are telling me to get vaccinated by Pfizer or AstraZeneca. So what I do now? I already, what can I say, received 2 doses of Sinovac. I have a vaccination certificate also. Now you are telling me to get, another vaccine because you are traveling to our country. So this will really, create a problem, because so this means that we have our body, the purpose of our body is to test all those vaccines on us. No matter, obviously there will be side effects of those vaccines also. And so this is what I can say, that really it's a problem for those people who are travelers, who travel abroad, who are, who have some important works. So it's really a problem. I don't know what about your countries and what problems you are facing, but this is the case with Pakistan. So anyone else, if you want to add anything, if you want to about vaccination, about your country, you are more than welcome.
I just want to say about here in Azerbaijan, there is like 3 or 4 kind of vaccines. So the Russian one, they said like not everyone can travel to everywhere. So after the people took this vaccine, so now they can't go to everywhere they want, especially in Europe. This is the first. And second thing, as you said, like not everyone can enter Saudi Arabia because of the Chinese vaccine. So it's also second problem. But I'm not sure about Pfizer if it's we can go to everywhere if we took Pfizer. For me, I took the Chinese one, and like 1 month ago, I already finished the second dose. About like the people that they said after the first dose we will see something different or we will have some problems. I have even no fever, nothing. I didn't feel anything. I don't know, maybe it's just for me, my body is different, but I think like it will be not be so bad if we protect ourselves. Like 2 weeks after vaccine we will be careful so much, we will wear our masks. Just I want to add this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sheila. Anyone else would like to add anything into it? Okay, if not, then I would like to add. What we have seen is that World Health Organization says, I am reading their tweet. They say vaccine equity is the springboard that allows us to defeat COVID-19. I mean, they are talking about the equitable distribution of vaccine, but we haven't seen this distribution of vaccines equity. What we can see in developing countries, how much people are vaccinated in South Asian countries, in African countries. Check out their rates, check out their health issues. So people in developing countries, even people of South America, they do not get a proper vaccination. So where is vaccine equity? I mean, how you can say that equitable distribution of vaccine? Yes, it is recommended by World Health Organization, but who will ensure the equitable distribution of vaccine? Who will ensure? Because it's up to the countries, those who are rich, like United States, China, Russia, and other European Union countries like France and Hungary, Germany. So what about them? I mean, who will ensure? Because they will send vaccine to only those countries which are friendly to them, not everyone. US gives us vaccine, China gives us, and other countries also. So I mean, this is what I want to say, that equitable distribution of vaccine is, what can I say, what I think is not possible in today's world. Because what I have seen that even Joe Biden, the president of the United States, he said that if American people got vaccinated, we will pay them $100 after vaccinating. I mean, they are forcing their people to get vaccinated, and we will pay you after that. So I mean, what about other, we can say, people or which are living in poor countries? What about them? So equitable distribution of vaccine, I mean, this phenomena is not realistic in my opinion, because this is not possible. Even United States, France, Russia, China, they are unable, to vaccinate their people. And people are also not willing to, get a vaccine. I don't know. They are fearful because of, myths created by media. You will die after 2 years. This will happen. That will happen. So people are so much worried about vaccines, even in my country, Pakistan. So now, I mean, this is what I can say, that we need to, this is the time for collaboration, for cooperation. We need to cooperate with the world. We need to cooperate with, what can I say, with all the countries. Okay, this is not the time for enmity. This is not the time for, fighting with each other, because people are, people are dying. Some people are dying from COVID-19. Some are dying from hunger in Africa, in other, in Rohingya, in other, I can say, regions of the world. So what we are doing, what is the role of youth? So this is very important. I think that's it from my side. If anyone else would like to add anything, Miss Yuli, yes, please.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this campaign that you probably heard of about patent lifting. So this idea of democratizing, in a way, the vaccines, putting them at the at the service of the whole population, and also other pharmaceutical companies which could industrialize them so that we have more of this vaccine. And I don't know if you heard of this campaign in your countries.
Yes, I heard about this vaccine. We call it, yes, we call it vaccine nationalization. And I mean, it started because we are using here, mostly people use Chinese vaccine, because we received so much vaccine from China. That is why. So I mean, if any vaccine is available to us, we will use that vaccine. So it's, I mean, obviously our people are focused more on Chinese vaccine, okay, or now American vaccine, that is Moderna.
Yeah, but you should produce your own vaccine. If there was patent lifting of the vaccines, then you could
By the way,
industrialize your own.
as far as our Pakistan vaccine is concerned, PakVac, I have seen people, they are not interested to, get that vaccine, because they prefer Chinese vaccine, uh, you know. So that is why, I mean, PakVac is also, I can say that mostly people are getting PakVac. But for example, if we have 100% people, so around 70 to 75% are getting Chinese vaccine, and other, 30% are getting other vaccines, including PakVac.
No, I see, but you have to think the future, and in the future we may have to give boosters every 6 months, according to some experts around the COVID. So I think that the more autonomy you will have, the better.
Yes, definitely. I have also heard about this, that I mean, after getting even 2 doses of vaccine, maybe next year after 6 months you have to get one more vaccine. So and
Yeah.
it's like you can say medication. It's like a medical process. You are getting a treatment. Some people say that it is to boost your immune system, and some say obviously it has some kind of side effects. Some people after getting vaccine, they are suffering from fever, high fever, or some are, not having any issue. So it's up to your body as well. But I mean, if it happens that you have to get a vaccine after, I mean, every 6 months, so it will be difficult, because now vaccine is free. But if it happens maybe after 2 years, after 3 years, they will, they will charge for that vaccination. So this may possible.
So that's why I think that we should push that campaign around patent lifting, so that the vaccines become available to everyone.
Yes, I think it's good, but how long people will take vaccines? This is a question, because I don't think so more than 3 to 4 years. People will forget about, I mean, these vaccines and even COVID. So, I mean, anyone else would like to add anything in this vaccination discussion? If If not, then we end up our session here. Okay, so I think we end up our session here, and thank you very much everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks to Miss Yuli again for joining us, and all our participants from Azerbaijan. Special thanks to them. It was a very fruitful discussion. So see you in our upcoming sessions also, and thank you very much. Good luck.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.